Hey, Bailey. I don't mean to rush you, but could you please give me an answer to my proposal? I know it's a big decision, but it's been a while now.
Yeah, sorry. I still can't give a definite answer right now. I do love you, but there's some things I need to determine before I'm sure of my decision.
Oh? Like what?
Like your potential as a man in climbing up the corporate ladder. Love should come above all else, but a lack of a good financial foundation is the cause of a lot of marital turmoil.
That. Well, it's only been 3 years since I started working in this company. At this rate, it's gonna be at least a few more years before I get anywhere particularly good here, promotion-wise. That's how the ranks work here, unfortunately.
Yeah. And putting my reply to your proposal on hold until then is. Well. The longer I wait for you to be promoted to be sure of our engagement, the more my value as a woman decreases.
You're always prettying yourself up to look your best all the time. But aren't there ways to look good at your age? Not like that matters too much, though. A woman's only value shouldn't be in her looks, right?
Well, I suppose I'll think about it when it comes down to it, but I'm not getting old anytime soon. And you might not understand this, but when you're a woman, looks are everything. They can get you things from a promotion to even a nice husband. In a perfect world, maybe it wouldn't matter, but it does here. And you see, with all the effort I put into maintaining myself, I want to be with someone who can measure up to me as I am right now. If a woman's value is in her appearance, then a man's value is in his pockets. That's why I want you to do your best.
I see. I'm not sure about how I feel about reducing people's values to those two things, but I understand. Well, I'll work hard enough to create the promise of a future where I can expect to climb up the ranks then. I think that's reasonable, at least.
Yeah, right. The sooner that seems like something that's well within reach, the sooner I can come to my decision. It'd be greatly appreciated if you could speed things along as much as possible.
Then I suppose I actually have some good news in that regard.
Like what?
This company is going to have a team assigned to a huge project. You do know that, right?
Yeah, I do. A project that the CEO is personally overseeing.
To be honest, I was asked directly if I'd be willing to become a member of the department working on it.
Oh, that is great news!
And if this project is successful, then a promotion will definitely be within my grasp. I'll give it my all. So could I ask you to wait a little longer?
Got it. Yeah, I think I can wait a bit more.
Sup, Eric? How's it hanging? What? Rick? Yup, it's been a while. Haven't talked since we graduated college. How have you been? Oh, I forgot to block you. How careless of me. Huh? I guess it's not too late to fix my mistakes, though. Thanks for reminding me. See ya. You sure you want to do that? If you block me, things are gonna get rough for you. God, what is it? How could you possibly ruin my life again? You're in the planning department for Company X, right? Uh-huh. Well, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna become a member there too. Looking forward to working with you, partner. What? That can't be right. Weren't you working at a different company after graduating? You think people go their entire lives without changing jobs? Although I gotta say, I didn't expect to see you there once I did. That's a funny coinky-dink. If that's the case, then that means you're a low-ranking new hire to the company, right? Yeah, I suppose. That doesn't make any sense then. How are you getting in this planning department? They're not gonna let just anyone on board. Hell, I had to work my butt off for 3 years to even get considered. Why do you get to take the highway? Not to mention you need to be put on an evaluation period where they determine whether or not you're actually a good fit for the company. They wouldn't put someone who might only be here temporarily on such an important team. Right, about that. There's no need for that stuff in my case. I'm totally exempt, unlike you plebs. Why not? Think about my last name. Does it ring any bells? It's been a while. What was it again? Hold on. Don't tell me you're related to the CEO. Ding, ding, ding! That's right! Specifically, I'm his nephew. And considering who the CEO's only brother is, that means you're also the son of the senior managing director. Exactly! So essentially, this is nepotism. What? You got a problem with that? Don't get jealous just because I got the connections you don't. I don't think it's always bad to get jobs through your family or relatives or anything. I heard most people get their jobs through various connections they already had, and that's why networking is important. But in your case, I find it highly questionable. Hey, if you keep talking to me like that, you're gonna regret it big time. Listen, since we're from the same university and all, I'll let you in on a little something. The CEO has no kids, right? Yeah, I heard he lost his wife and has been living alone as a widow ever since. She died pretty soon after they got married, and they never had any kids as a result. Yep, and I'm an only child myself. In other words, the only person who's next in line to be the CEO is me. It's for your own good that you listen to me now while you can. Maybe I'll remember you and show you some mercy when I'm up there calling the shots. What are you even saying? Huh? Did you forget what you've done? What? Is this related to your whole "you ruined my life" thing? Well, I don't really want to bring it back up again, actually. Anyway, it doesn't matter whether you're a relative or the next CEO. What doesn't change is the fact you're still a newbie. Don't stir up any trouble around the company, you hear? Got it! No need to tell me twice.
Hey, Eric. I heard the newbie was one of your classmates back in college. Is that true?
What? Wait, did you already meet him?
The general affairs department that I work at includes a receptionist desk, so it's natural that I would. I was requested to show him around the company, and we got to talking about a lot of things. And that's how I found out he was a classmate.
I see.
Oh, and additionally, he's the CEO's nephew and the son of the senior managing director?
Seems like it. I found that out for the first time yesterday, actually. He sent me a bunch of annoying messages over WhatsApp bragging about it.
Is that right?
What? Are you thinking about something?
No, nothing really. I was just a little curious since I heard you guys were both in the same planning department now. Small world, huh?
Uh-huh. Look, I don't want to give you a negative first impression of him, and I hate to talk badly of others, but I gotta warn you about him.
What?
He was infamous for being a womanizer amongst our peers. When he spots a woman he likes, he can't keep his paws off of them. It doesn't matter if they're taken or not, he'll go for them anyway. His morals are rotten to the core, and I doubt he's changed.
What? Really?
I know at least 10 guys who had their girlfriends stolen by him, and there definitely have been more. I'm sure you can guess this from the fact he's the CEO's nephew and the son of the senior managing director. But his family is rich, and whenever he goes after those girls, it's like he's weaponizing their wealth and status to prey on those who don't know any better. It's embarrassing to admit, but I was one of those guys who had his girlfriend stolen back then.
Wow.
Yeah, it took me a really long time to recover from that. Who would have thought he'd show up in my life again? Ugh. It really dampens my mood to think about. Look, I'm not saying he's an absolute demon, but just be careful around him. You don't know what his intentions really are. He'd probably just use you.
Got it. Thanks for warning me.
Hey, Bailey. Where are you right now?
Huh? Eric? That's weird. I thought I told you we couldn't see each other today. I'm out drinking with a friend. Do you need something?
Even after all I said, you didn't listen.
What? You got a problem? Just tell me.
Who are you with right now? Tell me the truth.
I told you, a friend. You don't know them. I'm drinking at a bar with them. What, am I not allowed to hang out with my friends? I didn't think you're the jealous type.
No, that's a lie. You're with Rick at a hotel right now, aren't you?
What?
These past 2 weeks, I thought it was strange. You kept saying you were busy and canceling all of our plans last minute. I never would have guessed that this was the reason why. How could you?
Aw, I guess you saw us then. How careless of me. I should have been more cautious.
Really? That's your response? You wish you could have kept me in the dark for as long as possible? You're unbelievable. And you're already going to a hotel with a guy you met 2 weeks ago? That's absurd.
Oops. You think that's absurd? Wait until I tell you that's not the first time we've done that at all.
Excuse me?
Yep. In fact, we've been doing it since the day after he started at the company.
Hold on, are you serious? That means after I warned you about him, you went after him literally the next day. Why? How did that happen? Don't you have an ounce of self-control?
I guess that warning backfired for you because that actually made me want him more.
What? How does that make sense?
He switches from one woman to the next on top of stealing them from their boyfriends. That just means his charms and attractiveness must be off the charts, right? He's extremely desirable. And you know, every woman deep inside wants a bad boy around. It's boring if they're all little goody two-shoes. And then you add the fact that he's the CEO's nephew and the son of the senior managing director into the mix. And to top it all off, he's a fresh face to the company. But he got to skip the evaluation period. He headed straight into the planning department where a lot of the big shot important people get to go.
I didn't expect you to interpret my warning that way. I don't get this at all.
Oh, and best of all, he's the next CEO!
Huh? Well, that's...
I did it! I met the man of my dreams! He was who I was looking for all my life.
Say what?
He's so early on in his career, but he's already set up such a good financial foundation for himself. It's incredible! With this, I doubt he'll ever have to worry about his job prospects. But maybe it's because he's good looking that I noticed the other girls were starting to eye on him too. I mean, it's not like it's common knowledge yet that he's the CEO's nephew or that he's from a rich family. I thought to myself, if I didn't act fast, I'd lose my chance. It wouldn't take long for other people to find out who he was. So that's why I made my move the next day. And can you believe it? He actually told me he fell in love with me at first sight. It was like a fairy tale. That day, we swore our eternal love to each other in the hotel for the first time. As someone who spares no expense when it comes to polishing myself, I finally met a man who's worthy of me. I truly and honestly fell in love with him. He's a perfect match for a woman of my caliber.
Hey. Sorry to interrupt your swooning, but if you were going to do that, could you have at least broken it off with me or something first? Just because you were still deciding on your response doesn't suddenly void our relationship entirely. We're still together.
What?
Oh my god, don't give me that. Isn't it common sense? What, did you think our entire relationship was put on pause? That you can go out and flirt with any man on the street who happens to catch your fancy?
But I had to act fast to get a catch like him, or else the other girls would get to him first.
God, have some self-control. You had a boyfriend. You know what they call people like you? A two-timer. And being a cheater is one of the worst things you can do to your romantic partner.
We haven't been engaged, so it's not two-timing. I can do what I want in my love life. You're not the boss of me.
Don't act like such a bratty child and listen to me. I'm saying I don't understand the sheer nerve someone must have to see that there's a despicable act they could do to break someone's heart and to go and dirty their hands as if it were as easy as breathing. In other words, it's extremely easy to not cheat on someone. You just don't do it. Simple as that.
What are you even talking about? That pretty much flew over my head.
If you don't get it even after explaining, then fine. Whatever. I'm done with you. Let's break up. Bye.
Wow, really? I'm so relieved. I thought you were gonna stubbornly try to hang on or something. You're pulling out of the relationship of your own accord first, right? Thank you!
Sup, Eric? Gracias for breaking up with Bailey. You stepped down nice and easy for us. It's a huge help. So sorry for stealing your girlfriend yet again. She's sleeping by my side right now. A good woman like this is 1 in a million, I'll tell you that. Too bad you're missing out. It seems like she doesn't want you anymore, so I'll have plenty of fun with her until I'm bored. See ya!
I guess I should tell you since you're my ex and all, but I'm resigning from this company.
Cool.
And you want to know why? Drum roll, please. It's because I'm pregnant with Rick's child. Now it's practically set in stone that I'll be the wife of the next CEO. I did it!
Wow, you've really done it now. Yikes. Things are about to get real sticky for you.
Huh? What's with that phrasing? Are you jealous?
Well, it's gonna be a pain if you flip out at me later for not telling you sooner, so I might as well say it now.
What?
And I'm just going to preface this by saying that I learned this myself for the first time today. Don't get angry at me. If I could have told you sooner, I probably would have.
Okay. And? What is it?
Well, first of all, it hasn't actually been determined who's next in line to be the CEO.
Huh?
You're part of the General Affairs Department. They compile all the information within the company, but there was probably no information about who the next CEO would be. So I thought this wouldn't be a surprise. You'd be among the first to know.
But Rick said so himself. That although it hasn't been formally announced or anything, it's secretly already been decided behind the scenes. I thought that was why there was no tangible information about it.
So you believed him even though he had a major misunderstanding. You're gonna find he does that a lot.
Huh? So it's wrong?
Yeah, pretty much. Also, it's true that he is the nephew of the CEO and the son of the senior managing director. But he involved himself with debauchery one too many times, and they had just about had it with him. It seems they're on the verge of cutting ties with him altogether. I don't know if they'd want to make someone like that the next CEO.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Considering that, don't you think it's weird that they went through the trouble of securing a spot for him in this company? Well, turns out there's a very good reason for that. He's a man with a wife and kids, but he got his hands on 3 girls at his last company and was 3-timing them.
What? Seriously? That's crazy!
Yeah, I told you he really can't keep his hands to himself. Though with that affair, his wife divorced him and took the kids. He's on his own now.
Huh? I had no idea he's already had a divorce.
Oh, you think he only did that once? That's cute. It was the second time.
Are you serious?
We're getting off track here. It was hard to remain at his old company after all that drama, so he resigned. And after he went crying to his senior managing director of a father, he pulled some strings to get him into my company.
So that's how it is. I thought...
that after completing his training to become the next CEO, he was welcomed into our company with open arms. Something like that.
Yeah, I did.
To tell you the truth, that guy didn't do any work at all while he was in our company. He thought the CEO and senior managing director would support him no matter what. So while he was still in his evaluation period, he just did whatever he wanted and stirred up a ton of trouble in the planning department. It was a huge mess.
What? But I thought he got into that department without having to go through an evaluation or anything.
Again, that was one of his many misunderstandings. His evaluation period began in the planning department instead of somewhere else like how it usually is. He's not exempt from it. He was so ill-behaved, they halted his evaluation period in the other department they put him in, so he became our problem instead. And then his evaluation period ended today without him being offered a permanent position in our company.
Wait, what? Then what does that mean?
In other words, they didn't hire him. They have no obligations to keep him around, so he's unemployed now.
No way!
This was the last chance his father gave him to turn his life around. Since that fell through, his father is giving up. He plans to resign from his position and move to the countryside with his wife. I wonder what Rick's gonna do now that he's got no one around to help him. He has 4 kids between his previous 2 wives.
4?
And he might be getting another soon.
Oh. Mine?
Well, now there's nothing else for him to do but find a new job the old-fashioned way.
You've got to be kidding me. No, I don't want this. Hey, Eric. I'll get back together with you, so please, could you help take care of my child?
Oh, I have a fiance, so no thanks.
You what?
After I broke up with you, my uncle introduced me to this new girl, and man, she was so wonderful. I began dating her with every intention of marrying her someday. I proposed to her recently, and she agreed. I'm still so happy about it.
I can't believe you're gonna marry someone just because you were introduced to her. You're better off with someone like me, who you naturally came to date, rather than someone who was artificially brought into your life.
Says the person who went to the hotel with a guy she met only the day before. Anyway, it's because it didn't work out with you that things are the way they are.
But I'm a one in a million kind of girl. I'm a rarity.
You don't seem to realize it yourself, so I'll say it now. I initially fell in love with that confidence of yours. How elegant and graceful and sure of yourself you were.
Right?
But the moment you cheated on me, your value depreciated in my eyes. I think you should have focused more on yourself as a person rather than your looks, because that's where your real value as a woman lies.
What's that supposed to mean?
Look at yourself objectively. Getting a boyfriend when you already have one. Not to mention how you went to a hotel with him the day after you met him. Any sane person wouldn't want an easy woman who'd go out and cheat on them, don't you think?
No way.
Wow, I guess you might not understand even that much.
No. That's how others see me now?
Yep. You've really turned out to be a disappointing woman. A real fall from grace. I hope we never meet again. Goodbye. After what we talked about, she decided that maybe leaving the company wasn't the best idea. But it had already been several days since she turned in her resignation, and it was too late. They denied her request to reinstate her contract. For the sake of their unborn child, she and Rick got married. They didn't bother with an actual wedding since neither of them had a job. His father felt sorry for the child since it's not his fault that his parents are the way they are, so he sent $50,000 in financial support. But the two of them mistook it as their allowance or something and spent it all at once. God knows on what. The next month, they asked him when they'll get their next allowance. That caused him to realize what they'd done. It was determined they weren't fit to be parents, so plans were put in place to have that child adopted by some distant relatives. And it seems now they have to pay back that $50,000 they misused by any means necessary. Now it seems they work day and night every day to pay it all off, grumbling and cursing all the while.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more content just like this. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. What did you think? Would you have done something differently? We're looking forward to your responses. See you next time!